Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this video today, I'm going to show you how to make a delicious strawberry cake at home without an oven. This cake was super delicious, so spongy, so soft. I loved it so much. And if you've got fresh strawberries in your cupboard, it's time to utilize them. So let's get started, and I hope you like this recipe. And the first thing you do, you guys, is to preheat your sufuria. Just place your sufuria on medium to low flame, add 1 cup of salt, and then spread it evenly to cover the base of the sufuria. And then you're going to cover the sufuria and leave it to preheat as you prepare the cake batter. And for the cake batter, you will need the following: baking powder, icing sugar, strawberries, margarine, eggs, and all-purpose flour. I'm going to list all the ingredients and their quantities on the description box, so be sure to check that out. And start by preparing the dry ingredients. Sift the all-purpose flour, baking powder, and set it aside. And the purpose for sifting the dry ingredients is to aerate them, to have a soft cake and to have an aerated cake batter. Sift and then set it aside, and now go ahead and start mixing all the wet ingredients. Start by creaming sugar and margarine, and for this recipe I used icing sugar, but you can use any sugar that you've got at hand. It's going to work. And also here, I'm not going to use any hand mixer. I'm just going to use a whisk, just to show that it's completely possible to make a cake at home without any appliances, just using a whisk and a spatula. So start by first mixing the margarine and the sugar with a spatula before you start now going in with the whisk. Now go in with the whisk and mix as much as you can, just ensuring that the ingredients come together. And then after that, now start adding the eggs. Add one at a time, and like I've mentioned in other cake recipes, add the eggs one at a time. Do not add them all together. Mix as much as you can. And then now at this point, add vanilla essence. Vanilla essence is added to almost all cakes because it helps to beat the flavor of eggs, the smell and the taste of eggs, so that when you eat your cake you do not feel like it has too many eggs. It's vanilla essence that helps to do that. Just add it in there and then keep mixing. Then set it aside, and now start preparing your strawberries, but you can also prepare your strawberries well in advance. Just start by cutting the green part, the stem that you do not need, and then now you're going to chop the strawberries into small cubes, or just cut them however you would like them to be in your cake, but I cut mine into small pieces like you see on the video. And now after cutting the strawberries, set them aside and now start mixing the ingredients. I added 1 teaspoon of strawberry essence, then give it a good mix. And then now here, just make sure that the ingredients have come together. Now start mixing the dry ingredients in, and you always start with the dry ingredients and end with the dry ingredients. Start with flour, end with flour. So add the all-purpose flour and the baking powder mixture, then add a small amount of the strawberries, then give that a mix. Always start with the dry ingredients, end with the dry ingredients. Now go in with your spatula, just folding in, being very gentle. ensuring that the sides are also well scrubbed. Now repeat the process on the others. Add all-purpose flour and then add the strawberries. And guys, you can use as much strawberries as you like. You can use less, you can use more, however you like your cake to be. And then now after the cake batter is ready, just transfer it to the baking tin that you have prepared. And this is just a small cake. You do not have to use a very big baking tin. And then you're going to spread it evenly using a spatula before tapping it on the table just to get rid of any air bubbles. And now it's ready to bake. Now the sufuria has been heating for all that time when I was preparing the cake batter on low flame. Just confirm this by using your hand. You'll feel that there is warmth in the sufuria. Now add the cake batter into the sufuria and cover it. Continue cooking on the lowest flame. Don't use a very high flame, otherwise the cake will not cook very well on the inside because the cake batter is heavy. And then cover it and leave it to cook. I cooked mine for roughly 50 minutes. And after 50 minutes, I just checked the cake by inserting a toothpick and it came out clean. Just take it out of the sufuria and let it cool before removing it from the baking tin. And after it's well cooked, now let's cut the cake just to see how it looks on the inside. You can see it's well cooked. This is to show you that you can bake a cake without an oven and it's going to be so delicious and so well cooked. You do not have to worry about anything. Just be sure not to use a very high flame. Now let's cut the cake. And guys, the smell, the aroma that was in my kitchen when I baked this cake, it was out of this world. So delicious, smelled so good. That strawberry flavor was all over the kitchen and I loved it so much. Like you can see, so well cooked, so nice. Now let's cut the other parts of the cake before going in to check how soft and spongy the cake was. Looking so good, you guys, so good. This cake, you can't even imagine that I baked without an oven. So the sufuria baked just as much as the oven would have. Now we are going to check the cake. I'm just going to take one piece of the cake just to check and to taste. You can see so well cooked, you guys. And if you like my videos, kindly consider subscribing. Kindly follow up to watch my other videos as well. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you have come to this far watching the whole video, I'm so glad, and I hope to see you guys on my next one.